Imagine a small neighborhood where just a few hundred people live. They raise children, help one another with daily tasks, share meals, and tell stories by the fire. A simple, unremarkable community, something millions around the world experience every day. But there's a twist: this is the last human settlement on Earth. No other people live anywhere else on the planet. Sounds like a scene from a dystopian movie or a post-apocalyptic novel, right? But astonishingly, something like this actually happened. There was a time in human history when the global population dropped to just around 1,280 individuals, so few that all of humanity could have fit inside a couple of modern apartment buildings. We almost vanished from history. What could have caused such a massive collapse? What kind of disaster could wipe out 99% of the human population? When did this happen, and more importantly, why? How did such a tiny group survive? And could it happen again? The idea that humanity once stood on the brink of extinction first emerged in 1998. Anthropologist Stanley H. Ambrose published a bold hypothesis in the Journal of Human Evolution. He suggested that about 75,000 years ago, humanity experienced a drastic population bottleneck, a sharp decline in numbers, where only a small group of people survived. All of us today, he argued, are descended from this tiny group. Ambrose linked the event to the Toba supervolcano eruption in Sumatra. The explosion, the most powerful in the past 2 million years, released immense amounts of ash and sulfur into the atmosphere. This triggered a volcanic winter, causing a sudden global cooling that devastated ecosystems, made food scarce, and likely caused a near-extinction event for our species. At the time, many researchers dismissed his theory due to lack of conclusive archaeological or climate evidence. But everything changed with the rise of ancient DNA analysis. What our DNA reveals in 2023, a groundbreaking study published in Science shook the scientific world. When researchers compared ancient human DNA with modern genomes, they uncovered something astonishing. Despite our differences in culture and appearance, all modern humans are almost genetically identical. Our species has far less genetic diversity than chimpanzees living in different parts of the same forest. This suggests one shocking fact: we are all descended from a very small group of ancient humans. Even more surprising, this genetic bottleneck didn't happen 75,000 years ago, but much earlier, around 930,000 years ago. During this period, humanity underwent a population crash that lasted over 100,000 years, reducing the number of individuals to around 1,280. That's a 98.7% decline in population. Just imagine. An entire species, reduced to a number small enough to fit in a couple of office buildings. What happened 930,000 years ago? This near-extinction event is now referred to as the 0.9 Ma event, million years ago. While the exact cause is still uncertain, scientists propose several likely culprits: increased volcanic activity, triggering a long volcanic winter, global cooling, causing widespread drought and collapse of ecosystems. Ocean current disruptions, possibly followed by periods of sudden warming and catastrophic sea level rise. These events may have rendered once habitable regions unlivable. Food sources disappeared. Water supplies dried up. Whole ecosystems collapsed. The few remaining humans had to adapt quickly, turning to previously inedible food sources, building crude shelters, and clinging to survival. It was a brutal game of natural selection. Some human species, like Homo antecessor, which lived in Europe around 1 million years ago, failed to adapt and vanished. Others, like Homo heidelbergensis, possessed greater cognitive ability, stronger social bonds, and more advanced tools, giving them a survival edge. Archaeological evidence from the Czech Republic shows that as early as 700,000 years ago, Homo heidelbergensis may have constructed primitive shelters, stone-based huts with arched roofs made from wood and soil. Such skills likely helped them survive both predators and extreme weather. Mass extinction, on land and in the sea. The 0.9 Ma event didn't just threaten human survival. It coincided with a planetary-scale environmental shift known as the mid-Pleistocene transition, a period of long-term climate fluctuation. Many large mammals disappeared, saber-toothed cats, ancient canids like Xenocyan, and several early species of pumas. Even marine ecosystems suffered. Numerous species of small vertebrates, sharks, and dolphins went extinct, possibly due to oxygen depletion in the oceans, caused by disruptions in ocean circulation. Incredibly, humans were not among the extinct. Somehow, we made it through. But this wasn't a short crisis. The recovery took an immense amount of time. For over 100,000 years, humanity remained fragile and vulnerable. It was as if nature was undecided about our fate, watching us struggle, waiting to see if we would survive. The great human rebound. It wasn't until 70,000 to 50,000 years ago that humanity began to recover more steadily. During the late Paleolithic, humans developed better tools, hunted more effectively, and organized into increasingly complex social groups. These advances helped us endure and even thrive. For the first time, we see signs of art, rituals, and symbolic thinking, cave paintings, beads, burial practices. These were more than just survival tactics. They were signs that humans had crossed a developmental threshold. We were no longer just surviving, we were creating. Around 40,000 to 30,000 years ago, the first known cave art appeared. From that point on, humanity never looked back. Who are we, really? Today, we are over 8 billion people, scattered across the globe, speaking different languages and practicing different customs. But in our DNA, we are united. Descendants of a small, resilient group of ancient humans who almost didn't make it. The story of the 0.9 Ma event is more than just a historical curiosity. It is a warning and a reminder. If nature once came close to erasing us, it could happen again, whether through climate change, pandemics, supervolcanic eruptions, or something we have yet to imagine. Our ancestors fought through a million years of chaos to give us a future. The question is, what will we do with it?